Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Let me tell y'all something, right? KSI and Jake Paul, they are victims to the secret society. I don't care what anyone says. KSI and Jake Paul are victims to the secret society, man. And it's crazy. You guys, help me to understand, right? How a guy can be in a fight, 6-round fight, 8-round fight, and can be outlanded, right? Right? So the fighting, fighter A, fighter B. Fighter A outlands you across the 8 rounds in Jake Paul's case, 6 rounds in KSI's case against Tommy Fury, right? In addition to that, in Jake Paul's case, he knocks you down. KSI, because of the punches behind the head, the referee takes a point behind Tommy Fury. So KSI essentially has a 10-8 round, just like Jake Paul, right? In a fight to where you're being outlanded. Even if you think it's kind of close. In KSI's case, it was pretty clear who was winning that fight. And in Jake Paul and Tommy Fury, Jake Paul was outlanded. So my thing is, how does Tommy Fury get a victory over Jake Paul and KSI? I'm going to tell you right now. It's the secret society. And anyone who doesn't believe that needs to hold their horses and stop taking it to the stupid. When you look at, see, and this is what makes it interesting. Let's peel it all the way back. Now, I'm not going to get long-winded in this video because I'm about to go watch Keyshawn Davis fight. But when you look at everything with Tyson Fury, who he was associated with, and how the plan was to bring him full circle back to the top of boxing and to lead him to unimaginable wealth, and to see that Tyson Fury has been on that path. You better believe that with Brother Tommy, who was this famous reality star, and decided to all of a sudden now he's saying he's been boxing since he was a kid. Who knew anything about Tommy Fury? Who knew anything about Tommy Fury before that reality show? I didn't know nothing about him. I know there's a lot of Furies. I didn't know anything about him. Huey Fury, I could call that name off the top of my head. Tyson Fury's got a little fat brother who had a bunch of curly hair on his head. I see him, but he doesn't fight. I don't think he does. I didn't know anything about Tommy Fury. All of a sudden, there's an opportunity for Tommy Fury to get involved in boxing and make some money. And then he just happens to clip Jake Paul in Saudi Arabia. Whew. Now, we know what's going on, what the rumors were as far as the connection to Saudi by a certain individual. But Tommy Fury gets the win. I think they robbed Jake Paul. I said that. But to see what happened to KSI tonight, y'all really, unless you're blind, are you blind? That was crazy to me. And it just goes to show you, man, the stuff that's going on behind the scenes, we're not privy to. But what's frustrating for me is this was a moment for Jake Paul and KSI to sit there and be like, hey, let's set our differences aside. Do you realize that I landed more than Tommy Fury in my fight and had a 10-8 round and I still lost by decision? You fought Tommy Fury, ended up getting a 10-8 round because they deducted a point from Tommy. You landed more shots, and then you lost. How does that happen? Why is this guy, Tommy Fury, who's going life and death with YouTubers, right? Being outlanded by YouTubers, how is he getting these victories? Because if Tommy Fury didn't have that Fury last name, I'm telling you right now, he wouldn't have the connections to the secret society. He wouldn't get those wins. But for me, it's just really frustrating because it goes back to his brother Tyson Fury and all the stuff you heard about him and the rumors, you know what I'm saying? Even the Usman Sajjad guy. The guy, if you don't know who that is, that's the guy who supposedly was giving Conor Ben the clomiphene, and he's the guy who went on in an interview, and I'm not making this up, and said basically that, a fighter would have to be stupid to get caught because it's so easy to cheat these drug tests. if you know when to take it, what time to take it, that way it'll be out your system. So this guy came out there, and ever since he opened his big mouth, he's gone quiet. But he's the guy who was in Tyson Fury's training camps for the Wilder fights. I know for one of them for sure. I think all three. So you saw he was in the camp for Tommy Fury and Jake Paul. And I'm sure he's there helping him out this one. But I'm going to tell you right now, from where there's smoke, there's fire, man. I don't care what no one says. I think there's so much more than what we're seeing. Because KSI, look, I didn't really have too much of an opinion on these content creator guys. The boxing, so of course I develop an interest. But I don't really root for one or the other. With Jake Paul, I don't really root for him or against him. You know, I'm just, if he fights, I'm going to watch it because he's boxing. And it's pretty entertaining. KSI, I don't really root for him or against him. He fights, I watch it, it's pretty entertaining. KSI and Jake Paul, they've been working. KSI has a real quirky style. But when KSI spat at Tommy Fury's dad, John Fury, I didn't like that. Okay? That, I just think you just got to draw the line somewhere. But don't get me wrong, John Fury is annoying as hell. But when I was watching tonight, all the fights, I said, damn, I kind of feel bad for this guy. You know what I'm saying? Because he said something where the boxer can't lose to the YouTuber. And I think this is where I got to take the emotion out of it. You got to take it out of the judge's hands. You lose your right to complain when you don't knock the opponent out. So you can't come out here complaining about a decision. You know what I mean? I'm old school, man. You get in there and you don't get the decision, you should have knocked him out. Okay? Simple. So I understand the secret society was going to make sure Tommy Fury didn't win. But at the end of the day, you have an opportunity to make sure you don't have to deal with that crap. And he dropped the ball. But nonetheless, I think the secret society had everything to do with Jake Paul losing and KSI losing. Okay? And I don't like how Jake Paul and KSI kind of, going at it. We know they've been rivals, but I just thought they would have at least gotten together and it was like, hey, this is foul. But, Jake Paul came out and he started slamming KSI because I guess he sees it as an opportunity for him and KSI to have a big fight now. Calling KSI a sore loser. As KSI was saying, he wanted to demand an appeal to his loss to Tommy Fury, which KSI is going to lose. He's not going to win that case at all, man. Hey, it's his first loss, and people get emotional after they take their first loss. You know what I'm saying? Majority decisions, you can't expect to win against Fury. This is just something that everybody needs to pay attention to and understand that when it comes to fighting, if Tommy Fury's fighting someone in this YouTube circuit and you don't knock him out and you don't do something miraculous, you're just not going to get the win. It's just not going to happen. But that being said, we got to wait and see what the hell KSI, who's 30 years old, what he's going to do next. Tommy Fury already saying he doesn't want anything to do with YouTube boxing. He's looking for champions, which I think is a joke. But nonetheless, man, pay attention, people. We're not talking about Gervonta Davis. We're not talking about Terrence Crawford. We're not talking about, the Earl Spencers, the Wilders. This is Jake Paul, KSI, Tommy Fury, but it's still under that umbrella of boxing. And the things that we're seeing here, in my opinion now, is the same crap we see with Tyson Fury and him coming back to boxing. From finding out about the connection with Kinahan, Usman Sajad, the Otto Wallin fight, the Deontay Wilder first fight, second fight, the third fight, and just looking at how his career just keeps going up and up and up. And look at the energy he has, the attitude he has, is a don't give a F attitude. Like I'm untouchable attitude. How can somebody have that attitude? Look at how John Fury acts. How can somebody have that attitude? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. What is it that have these people feeling somewhat invincible to where they can just come out there and just act the fool, not fight when who they don't want to fight, sit there, man, and still end up going out here about to make $200 million? How? Why? Who, what, when, where, why, how? It's interesting to me, man. And boy, I wish I could get something definitive on all this. But anyway, KSI and Jake Paul are secret society victims. I truly believe that. And I just wouldn't be surprised if at some point in time we get a little more fidelity over this whole thing and we start to find out that, damn, Hood Champion, he had a hunch. Damn, he was right. But again, it's just a conversation. That being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. I think they did KSI wrong. Again, I didn't like that spitting thing, but John Fury kept me out here throwing bottles at people and kicking tables and grabbing at his, grabbing on himself. Man, what John Fury, 60, 70 years old, acting stupid like that? Yeah, man, if you're going to be Al Capone, you got to go all the way. So I guess anything goes, when you're out there going back and forth. But they had to do KSI like that. But anyway, he's a gazillionaire. He'll probably end up being a billionaire with this prime. We'll see what he does next. That being said, shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. Y'all, I'm in the breeze.